Welcome to today's video. Bike is not running very good to start today here at the Full Gas GP 221MX. A little wet out in Open A with Cole Johnson and Evan Earl. But yeah, right away, bike's not running that hot. Not really sure what is going on. We just did a top end the previous week, but yeah, not sure. We're just going to try to get into it. They had this creek section in, and I knew I wasn't going to do it the first lap. I misheard and thought that they weren't going to do it, but they ended up doing it. So yeah, I took the extremely long route around. But yeah, Spike was running pretty poor here, and we'll just take a listen here. Just would never clear out and was running super rich. But anyways, come up in this sketchy field here. Evan goes down off of this kicker right here.
You okay, buddy? You sure? You good?
You can see how much it popped my bike up, even just hitting it slowly. So bummer for him. Hope he's okay. His knee's not doing too good, but yeah, just was hoping to kind of work through it and the bike would clear out, but it really wasn't. It was running pretty poorly. You'll get a good example here to come up on a Scott of how slow it was too. I couldn't even hit the jumps because I just wasn't getting enough speed. Struggling with that pretty bad. Not really sure what was going on. It was pretty humid, but I don't know. It was just bike wasn't running very good here, especially in the first mode. It was really not good. So we're here on the second lap now, and I'm gonna end up hitting this creek line because Dad points me to it, and just watch.
Hey, it's sputtering bad, man.
Pretty frustrated there.
What an idiot!
In hindsight, I don't think he thought it was going to be that bad. Everyone else made it through really with no issues, but on top of the bike not running very good. Not good. So first lap it was doing the same through this, so I thought I'd go faster. Really dumb, watered my gloves out, and it was still doing it, so I wasted that. It was a dumb decision. So anyways, we tested the bike out, and it was fine the other day. I didn't wash it, and then we showed up to the race, and it was just really bad. And it was humid, but I've definitely raced and rode in days more humid than this and had no issues. As I'm recording this on Monday, the bike ran good today when I tested it. Not really sure why. I don't know if maybe something got wet in some fashion. I did wash the bike, before we did the rebuild, but I mean, that was, quite a while ago. So it didn't run very good. Had a poor first moto, had arm pump from the water in my gloves. Moto 2, looking for a better ride, made a couple tweaks, and the bike ran better. Still wasn't perfect, but I'm behind Cole here, and I really wanted to try to follow Cole and just have a better moto overall. So if anyone's curious what changes we ended up making, we opened the air screw a couple turns. I haven't adjusted my air screw in like over a year, so pretty abnormal for us to do that. But was just trying to get it to run a little better, and it seemed to run better, but definitely still choked down, it seemed. Definitely a confusing day with the bike. We checked a lot of the electrical connections in between motos. Everything seemed fine. We even drained my old gas out of it, put all fresh in. Didn't seem to make a ton of difference. Really was reminding me a lot of a ride I had a couple years ago on my older bike that my reeds were chipped. But the reeds were actually fine. When we took everything apart, the reeds were good. No issues there. And as I mentioned earlier, I tested the bike and I was going to start tearing it down to check the reeds. But I thought I might as well just try and ride it for 5 or 10 minutes and do a couple passes on it and see if anything cleared out. And for the first 5 minutes, it was still running pretty poor. And then randomly, everything started running better again. So I need to go test the bike out and actually riding it. But yeah, very confusing because, I mean, jetting has never really been that big of an issue. You know, race to race, day to day, weather conditions never really seem to affect it. So this was a strange one. But as you can tell here in this moto, I've been able to work through it a lot better. It was running better and not causing as many issues, and I could start trusting it a little bit more. And so my riding, I felt like I rode okay in the first moto until I got tight, and then this moto, just things were clicking a lot better for me than they have in the past few weeks. Got my sag re-dialed in and a few other things, and you know, I was able to remember how to ride a motorcycle again. Check out this wave at Cole going down the back stretch. He's waving back. That was pretty funny. tell you what, it felt good to push again and have a good ride and just get that flow back again. It's been a while, as you guys have noticed. The last few rides haven't been that great, and sometimes I can't even really put my finger on it. But I was having a lot of fun, and the heat was pretty tough here at the end of the motos, and it was very humid out, as I mentioned. Track was rough. The fields were super chopped out, and then the woods were gnarly. I kept screwing that dang lineup lap after lap and would lose all my momentum at the bottom of the hill. It probably cost me a few seconds each lap. Yes, these fields were very choppy, and the woods were tight and gnarly. Worked you a lot. This is actually the last lap, and was really starting to get the flow back and get used to pushing at a good intensity level again. And yeah, I was having a lot of fun. Track's awesome. I like coming here in the moto days too. And I didn't get to race this race last year, so happy I got to come out. Need to see more people at these full gas events. They do a lot of good events, put on a great race, and work hard to put races on for us. So come on out and enjoy them. They're a bunch of fun.